In this short video, I want to tell you what is a heuristic. We have heuristics from the cognitive psychology, where the scientists noticed that some of the things we do automatically without thinking. That is why they suggested that we have two types of information processing. The analytical one, when we analyze information, do it with a lot of efforts, but we also have the heuristic processing of information. We do it automatically. And very often, let's say much more often than you think in this heuristic way. This is an evolutionary mechanism that we needed to survive. You cannot think all the time actively because it is too energy consuming. And sometimes if you go to a store, you buy the things you have always bought. You buy the thing that you need. If you go to a restaurant and you want to have a drink and there is a long cart of drinks and you have to, theoretically, you should have tried them all, or you should have looked for all the descriptions on the internet until you find what you need exactly. In practice, however, we don't have time, and it is a kind of too complex decision, almost always not feasible. You cannot try all the drinks on the restaurant cart. That is why we just go for the one that we know, and this is a simple heuristic. Take the one that you know, because you know it, so the decision wouldn't be so wrong. Maybe there would have been a better drink, but the one that you take is a good one. And a good solution under time constraints, high complexity. For instance, you go to a restaurant to have a dinner and not to spend the whole evening on trying to find the best drink, would be a very good solution. We have the same notion at organizations level. Some organizations develop complex routines that constitute their capabilities, and they analyze information in a very rigorous way. They do all the stuff they need, make the market analysis, decision-making processes, and decision implementation processes. But sometimes they don't have time to analyze all information. They have to decide based on simple rules. These simple rules are nothing but the same heuristic, a mental shortcut that you introduce. For instance, you can introduce a simple heuristic, work only with English-speaking countries. It was indeed the case in many organizations, and they did it not because they wanted to ignore somebody, just because they noticed that usually if the country is English-speaking, most likely you have a similar law system, so you can save a lot of costs on the legal procedures. You don't have communication issues, and usually the countries have a lower level of corruptions, usually. It means the heuristic decision-making is not the best one, but it's optimal one, can be optimal. If there is a time restrictions, you have to make decision fast, then instead of analyzing all 170 plus countries, it's better just to focus on 20 of them or 30 of them that have the English as a native tongue. And simple heuristic like positioning your store on the edge of the streets, or working only with big producers, or working only with small producers, or working only with the local producers. These are the simple heuristics. And these heuristics can contribute to your capability, because instead of undergoing the whole routine involving many people and a lot of interactions, you can simplify them. Or you can slow them down. You can introduce a heuristic for the additional controls, for additional checking, for something additional information gathering. And say never make a decision until you collected all the information. It is also a heuristic, which will slow down the routine, but get you more information that you will need maybe as an input. So a heuristic is a kind of mental shortcut that is made to speed up or slow down your routine.